Here's your chance, go for it.
Welcome back to the channel.
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 Ready? Welcome back to the channel,
Hey,
guys.
now we're talking.
Okay, welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back to the channel, I guess.
Welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back to the channel.
I mean, this ain't bad. What do you think? You see yourself? This is the joy of working from the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? All right, look, yes. Squat down a little bit so they can see your whole head. There you go. Oh, girl, you wild. Now they can't see you. You gotta look in here. You gotta look in here. You crazy. So, a certain illness that I refuse to name because I don't want my video to get flagged has decided to come and visit our house again. We dealt with this about 2 years ago and I thought we were done. Apparently not. So, been at home for the past couple of days, past day I guess. Doing the whole quarantine thing, making sure nobody else gets sick. So it's been exciting, to say the least. Working from home is not exactly the easiest thing in the entire world. Even though I always give my best. Oh, I'll be super productive. But then I got like this cute pants coming up over here and hanging out with me. You want to record? Yeah, you are pretty cute. So one thing that I've been thinking about over the past really couple of weeks, but I have been like double reminded of it over the past like 24 hours, is the power of place when it comes to growth, productivity, spiritual formation, any of it. You know, when I read through scripture and I see God's people over and over again finding themselves in various places, they experience God differently depending on where they are. Often God would come down in a cloud or his fire and would lead his people to somewhere else. But then he would always give them some kind of way to set up a monument or set up some kind of altar as a reminder of things that had happened in those places. So for us, one thing that I've been thinking about is the impact that place has on the way we grow in our faith, the way we grow as individuals. So last week, I had 2 really cool opportunities to go to different places away from my normal everyday and experience life, experience God in different ways. So the first, I'm just going to insert some clips kind of as I'm talking in some of these. The first was we got to go up to Palmetto Bible Camp, which I'm going to be going up for a week next week. But we got to go up for a day and visit some people that we hadn't seen in a really long time. And that was really awesome because we haven't attended this particular week of camp since 2015 when Rachel and I got married. So it was nice to go back to a place that was familiar and yet had changed in some ways. Some things had been moved around, things have been updated, but it was the same familiar spot. But the impact of camp is it's totally off the grid. Like you start going down this hill as you're heading down toward camp and you can just watch the cell phone bars start to drop on your phone. And when you get there, you're pretty much off the grid while you're there. There's a couple of spots where you might be able to squeak out a phone call or a text message, but for the most part, you are away from everything. And I really think that's the power and the beauty of somewhere like Palmetto Bible Camp, because you can go there and you can just be there. You really have separated yourself away from the everyday and the hustle of life, and you can just go and focus on the things that you need to focus on. So even just for that few hours that we were there, it was nice to be away. Now, there's always this temptation to try to find a way to get back in connection with the real world, if you will. And that's always a temptation when you're separated. This is why some of us go on vacations and then we try to work while we're on vacation. So it's like we have to take some adequate steps to not work and to not be busy when we should be resting and filling ourselves. So going to a place like camp really does give you that space almost in a forced way. You don't have a choice but to be distant from the world and away and then be present with the people that you're there with. So I'd encourage you to find a place like that. Maybe it's not a spot where you're literally off the grid, but maybe it's using your cell phone and turning on some of these focus modes. Apple did some really cool things, or are going to do some really cool things with their upcoming softwares where you can really dig deep and get really granular with how you set up these focus modes and make it so you are staying focused on the things that matter. So then last week, we also had an opportunity, actually the day after we went to camp, we took some kids from our youth group at church to Charleston.
How do you feel about being on camera?
How do I feel about being on camera?
Because you're going to be in the next video.
I'm not. Really? I'm not entirely comfortable with this.
If you think about it.
People get a little awkward when it's time to be on camera. I'm not going to lie.
Yorktown.
Huh?
I do not care.
Dude, I want to go. Let's go. And we're in. We're in. Jacob had to duck.
Alright, get it up after.
Jacob had to duck to get inside. Real? You in real? Okay.
Is it gonna scan for me? There we go.
Thank you for coming in today. So we're going to use our 14.
Do you see him? I knew you want to get up there.
I kind of thought she was going to do like off the side. That would have been cool too. Yeah, off the side. Let's go. Oh, there we go.
Now, this was one of those trips. I haven't been to Charleston, once again, in a really long time, but there wasn't like this really cool opportunity to be distant because there was plenty of cell phone reception and there was lots of people and lots of things to do. But the cool thing about going to Charleston was going away and almost just separating yourself from the normal so that you could have cool new experiences with people. So we took 9 of our students down there. We loaded up both of our cars and just headed on down and just spent the day doing a lot of fun things. You actually saw at the beginning of this video, I had several of my kids trying to do a nice welcome back to the channel video to get things started. But what I found is that during the summer months, especially for me, because I work in youth ministry, we can have experiences like that where we get away just for the sake of getting away. People ask me like, hey, what are you doing this week? And I was like, well, I'm taking some kids to Charleston. Oh, what are y'all gonna do there? You got something going on? No, we're just going. And I think that's something that's really impactful in your life and in mine, to have a place. Maybe it's somewhere you go to regularly, and maybe it's just, hey, we're gonna go to this new city, or we're going to go to this new place, because it gives you that separation. There's something about the change of location. There's something about a change of speed, something about a change of geography that really has the impact to change the way that you work, the way that you grow, the way that you see the world. I made a post on Instagram several months ago. Hey, Emmy, she's sitting right here. Y'all see her. I made a post on Instagram several months ago just about a local coffee shop that I love to go to. I mentioned them in the last video, Loveland Coffee. Shout out to y'all. But there's something about going and sitting at that coffee shop and getting work done, as opposed to sitting in my office or sitting at my kitchen table that you see right here behind me, that changes the way that I interact. Seeing people come in and come out of the coffee shop, seeing the roaster over on the right-hand side, and seeing people do their work. So there's actually one table that I really love to sit in at Loveland. It's up on their balcony. It's kind of up in this loft area, and you can look out and you can see the entire coffee shop. And it's just this space where you're separated from everything, and yet you can see everything as well. It can be quite inspiring. It can bring up some new ideas. It can bring up some new ways of thinking. All right, so I had to fast forward a little bit. You noticed Emmy was in the video with me. Aslan decided to wake up, so the day kind of got going pretty quickly. Didn't really have time to sit back down until now, and now I'm outside. And you hear behind me over here, there's a tractor somewhere in this general vicinity. The neighbors over here sold their house, and now the house is being redone so that it can now be a rental. The cicadas, for some strange reason, feel like it's the end of the day, so they need to start chirping. But this is the reality of working from home. This is the reality of working at a different place. There are cars driving by. There's all kinds of things going on that could be distracting, and yet they're kind of inspiring. So this raises the question for you. What's your place? What is the place that you go to on a regular basis that is inspiring for you? Maybe it's a coffee shop, maybe it's your kitchen table, maybe you actually you get off of the grid and you go away from all of the busyness of the world and you actually unplug. Maybe you go away on vacation once a year. I'd love to hear from you. Would you just drop down in the comments what your place is? What's that spot that inspires you, helps you to be more productive, helps you be more creative? Maybe it's a place that helps you see God more clearly. I'm super pumped because next week I get to do just that. I get to go back to Palmetto Bible Camp and spend a week there, and I'm so excited about all of the experiences we're gonna have. So I can't wait to see you in the next video. If you haven't already, would you consider subscribing to the channel? Click the like button. It really does help us out as we're trying to be consistent and get this channel back started again. I'll see you guys in the next ones. Blessings, my friends.